Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm as usual scurrying to tweet about the stream because I always forget. I always leave that to the last minute. So I literally slapped a picture of Cat Dog. You guys remember Cat Dog from like that old Nickelodeon show about a cat and a dog fused together. That's kind of like what we're doing, just more horrifying. So I figured let's just tweet a picture of that and let people figure out what we're doing. Hey everybody, how's everyone doing today? Finally back to daily streams. Let's see how long we can keep them going. The idea, if you missed it yesterday, so I've been sick for the past, well, yesterday I was better, but day before that and the one before that I was sick and I couldn't stream, so I missed daily streams, and that means I'm behind on Remember a bit. So I will try and keep daily streams going for a little bit longer, and maybe like 2 more days or so, or 3, until we get like more or less everything done for Remember. So yeah, welcome everyone. There's a lot of people that came in today. I'm not gonna save your name because I'll be here forever. Welcome y'all. And JJ, thank you for the sub. For the pre-stream sub. Coming in hot. I wanted to say I followed you a bit ago and your art and stories are wonderfully creative. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Finally got you alive again. I've been withdrawals. Oh my god. Also, I have some hot tea at the ready because I need something for my throat in case, because I'm still like slightly sick and my throat is slightly raspy, so I need a hot beverage to keep me going, you know? I hope I don't make like a lot of noise with it. I'll put something below it so it doesn't like clank every time I put it down. Blink Dog, Creeper, 90, welcome everybody. I'm saving up to make you do a VTuber gaming stream. Both at once? You saving up to get both at once? Oh my god. I'm making a wolf and a hare animal pin Kickstarter. Ooh, that is dope. I'm trying to. Nice. I'll get one. Let us know. So yeah, okay. I know I set a different prompt yesterday, but we're gonna move that one to tomorrow. What I want to do today for the prompt is cross-species graft experiment, which is a wordy one. But all that is to say that we're gonna take 2 species and graft them together, kind of like an experiment where they're trying to, you know, graft like random animals together and see if they survive, that kind of thing. And the first idea that came into my head is Cat Dog, the Nickelodeon show. So cat and dog are good options for that reason. I don't know, nostalgia, I guess. But we could try other combinations too. Maybe cat dog is not the best one. Then we can try human and some other thing, because humans are always more horrifying. Have cappuccino, nice. Remember that dog head they were able to keep alive? Oh yes, I remember those. Giving me nightmares as a kid. Yeah, it was like some Soviet experiment, if I recall correctly. Well, I don't recall exactly. But yeah, something in that vibe, just like even more like, even crazier, right? Oh. Here's another. I had this noted down from a while ago and I completely forgot I had this noted down. Do you guys know what a Fiji Mermaid is? Because let me pull it up and show you. So Fiji Mermaids were a kind of like roadside attraction that were made by, let's see, there we go. They were made by grafting together a monkey and a fish, like a small monkey, right? Some of them are entirely fake, like there's not even a taxidermy, but some of these are like taxidermy like weird graffiti experiments. That could be fun as well. Fiji Mermaids. I saw it in high school psych and I started crying. I mean, yeah, understandably. The progression of Return to Monkey. Okay, I had the idea of cat dog and I even tweeted that. But the Fiji Mermaid one is a bit more interesting, I think. What do you guys think? Do you prefer like just mixing two species together, or do you want to try and recreate like a realistic, like an alive version of a Fiji Mermaid? Because all these are like, you know, half of a dead monkey, half of a dead fish, and just like put them together. A weird thing like that. Why not both? Because we don't have time mostly. Some sort of predator-prey combo that would chase itself eternally. Some really good taxidermists do things like that. They mix animal parts. There's always that one person who thinks they're staring at a real cryptid. Oh, that reminds me of some people when they see my edits. Also, I missed a bunch of Asukactus, oh, those are hard to pronounce, y'all. Pigrickton and Siljali. I don't know. Not even gonna try to pronounce it right. Everyone, thank you for the follows. Yeah, I'm more into the Fiji Mermaid, to be honest. So much so that you know what, I'm gonna commit to this to a point where I'll even delete the announcement streams and I'll substitute it for a Fiji Mermaid, because I want people to come in and be confused because we're doing a different thing. Which one would work better? Just pick something off Google. Like, I'll delete it anyway, so... Ooh, this one's kind of creepy. Oh, this one's a skeleton. It's good as well. A mix between mammal and insect. I don't want to make something that people will confuse with the Megalomorpha series. Let me see if this one... Okay, it's actually big. I thought it was very small. Okay, let me really quickly tweet about this. Let's say I'm currently live making a real life Fiji Mermaid. It's very annoying that you have to put links always in the reply tweet, because if not, Twitter doesn't show your tweet to anybody. It's stupid. But always so awkward. Like, hey, I'm doing this, but you have to check this other tweet. Come on. Okay, so we're doing Fiji Mermaids. See, I should have checked my notes before starting. Because this note was from a while ago. Now, it has been tweeted. We have the correct announcement. Fractal human insect hybrid. I showed my friend the Mandela catalog and he straight-faced asked me if it was real. For real? Come on, Mandela catalog of all things? I understand others, but that one specifically feels like the most out there. Oh no. Yes, we have mellow music in the background. You'll hear mellow music again very soon, because Mellow has done the theme song for a little podcast thing I'm starting. It's gonna be starting soon. I just need to like set up the date with the first guest, but probably like around the 10th of December. But when I have it, I'll post it with a little announcement video, and everyone will hear the very cool theme song that Mellow made for me. Mellow is the artist you guys are listening to right now. Someone passed home in the lotion. He's looking a little bit chapped. So yeah, the theme song came out great. RPG Nook, thank you for the follow. It's great. It's modeled after. I'm not like trying very hard not to show everyone, because I want it to be like a little surprise. But the idea behind the theme song was the vibe of a horror movie theme from the 80s. You know, you're like Friday the 13th, Halloween, those kinds of movies. They always have that funky theme to them. That kind of vibe. So you guys will see. So where were we? Fiji Mermaid, what you guys were seeing on camera a minute ago. I just put it up here in the corner. A little combo between a monkey and a fish, and I can't get it right in here, but you guys will have to trust me. Zarban, Titania, everybody, welcome. So, let's see. We basically have no pictures, so we'll have to figure out something. We have this to start, right? I'll make a save so it's not an untitled document. I'll call it Fiji Mermaid, because that's what we're making. And we'll need two main pictures. We'll need any kind of fish and some kind of monkey. I'm leaning towards smaller monkeys like this, the ones that were actually used for Fiji mermaids. So I'm not great at monkey species like lemur. I guess they're kind of far away from what we think of as monkeys. What are some cool species of small monkeys that could work for this kind of graft? Hey, Sora. Oh, you were here before, Sora. Oh, you were getting some stuff for the dinner, right? This morning I was watching X-Files episode when they mentioned the Fiji Mermaid. Interesting. Well, it is destiny, as they say. A lancet fish. I don't think I've heard of that. Also, let me know if the sound is alright, because my mic might be a bit far away today. Hopefully that's a bit better. Lancet fish. Ooh, they are interesting. Capuchin or capuchin? I don't know how you say that. Oh, I love that. I love that fin, that dorsal fin. Fantastic. Blobfish, proboscis monkey. Again, there's going to be a lot of words today that I'm not going to be able to pronounce, but we settled this a few days ago. English has no official rules. Like, nobody has called dibs on the official rules of English. So I'm just calling dibs on them. So I'm making the official rules right now. Everything I pronounce is the right pronunciation. You should have thought of that, like, before anyone called dibs on it, so. Or fish are great as well. Or fishes, I guess. I mean, they're a bit too long, perhaps, for our Fiji mermaid, but I do like their fins. Capuchin. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think let's start with monkeys, because that's going to be our base, I think, and we'll just need to find a fish that matches that. So Let's see. Let's just look for tamarin, because I might not be able to choose species that well. Ooh, I mean, these are funky. Look at that! Look at that little mustache. Look at the hairstyles on these guys. Also, it is raining, so there might be some subtle rain sounds in the background. Hopefully nothing annoying though. Hey, English steals everything from other languages. It deserves to be butchered. Tippy-tappy times? There might be some, depends on how hard it rains. Thing is, I got a window like right over here. You guys can't see it, but... is that all for this kind of monkey? I think so. Okay, so these ones are funky. They have cool little hairstyles and mustache. They are fun. So tamarin is a good option. Let me see, capuchin. Well, that is a squirrel. Okay, I like this. So this is the vibe I'm thinking of most when I'm thinking of the original Fiji mermaids, right? It's kind of monkey. How do you pick the name Valdevia? Is there a story behind it? Well, my surname is valdés-hevia, so I just like smushed it together to make it shorter to fit into a username when I was like 12 or 13, and I just started using Valdevia, and that's the story. It's very simple. Squid monkey combo is nightmare fuel. True that. Tentacles are overdone. I try not to do tentacles. Oh, so okay, this one is fun because they have a little like, they're not grabbing anything, they have a pose that could very well be translated into swimming. So I like this one. So I put some honey into my tea to like, you know, usually it's good for the throat when it's raspy, the honey, but it's made it so sweet. I mean, it's not bad, it's just very sweet. Look at that hairstyle. Oh my god, look at this guy. Sorry, sometimes I get distracted during the stream when I start looking for pictures because I just see cool pictures and go like, a cool monkey, look at that. Was the name of an Italian legend or something. No, it's just my surname smushed together. Monkey. I like this one as well. Could potentially be translated into swimming. I do want to put it underwater because we're doing a fake mermaid, right? This one's just like admiring themselves. It's like, I love it. So I think any pose, this one's very far away, any pose that isn't directly gripping something or where the hands are like up in the air a little bit could work. So for now, the one lying down here, we have it, oh no, that's actually a different one. We have two lying on a branch with different vibes. I like them both, to be honest. Oh, let's look up proboscis. I don't know how you pronounce like proboscis or proboscis, but they are so weird. And they fit with blobfish, that's true. Like, just look at that. Fantastic. Also, Mr. Reggio. I don't know if I didn't thank Zarburn as well, but thank you everybody for all the follows. Here, we're getting different monkeys, but some good ones. What that nose do? use that hilariously bad but kind of fun mermaid documentary that ran on, yes, it was Animal Planet. I remember seeing it when I was a young and impressionable kid, or like early teenager. I don't know what year it came out, and at least in Spain. It might have been a bit later in Spain, I don't recall. But I remember a friend of mine telling me, you have to see this documentary. It's super impressive. Like, he completely fell for it. I remember watching it and being like, oh, this is a bit fake, but still freaking out a little. This one monkey has Little Mermaid vibes. Let's see. I like it. It's a concentration face. This one is good as well. Has a nice face. Let's see. Oh, these Japanese monkeys, the ones that go to the thermal waters, are quite cool as well. There's so many good monkey species to pick from. And I'm sorry if I'm mixing up monkey and ape. Don't come after me. I know there's a difference. I'm just saying monkey. Snub-nosed monkey. Oh, I think I've seen those. Let's look at them up, because I think we can get into the end here. Yes! Okay, they're these. They don't have them in Unsplash. I love these. Look at them go. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's like a Furby. What is going on? Look at this. I love them. I'm getting distracted looking at monkeys, but I don't think that's a bad problem to have. Honestly, we have a bunch of reference material, so I'm not like exactly worried about that. So tamarins, they have the funky hairstyles, but I think that would distract a bit from like the main thing we want to do, which is the Fiji Mermaid. For now, I like this one the best. It's very straightforward. It's going to be easy to find any fish, because usually fishes are like pictures of fishes are from the side, like people holding them, and you can only see one side. So this will kind of fit that. Okay, who was here in, I think, like the first or second stream that we did this month? Probably not very few of you, if any. Maybe Sora, or I don't know. We found a very cool picture, and I saved it. I'm gonna go find it right now, because I just remember it's right here. It's on my. It was pretty high up on my like list. So we found this picture on Picroll of a kid with a huge fish just hanging there. What if we use that as a base and we put a monkey? We just change the top half for a monkey. I sent a monkey skeleton bit link. Let me see. Ooh, monkey skeleton. That is cool. So what if we use this as a base? There's more pictures of this kind, right? I like this one because it has like a kid who's very happy to have caught it. Sea bass, more like sea bass. There's obviously a lot of pictures of people standing with very large fish. There's obviously this camera trickery, right? The fishes are always like in front of the people, so there's some obvious trickery going on to make the fish look larger. In this case though, the kid is like literally there. Obviously it's a kid, so it's gonna look bigger. But still. Would you mind sending that fish image for referencing? This one specifically? Yeah, I'll put it here on chat in chat. Well, we can get the original, because here they only let you download. They don't let you download the full quality from Picroll. It's the bad thing that they have. But we can just go to the source. They tell you Wikimedia Commons. So we'll search it here, and here it is. So let me actually send this version. There you go. Public domain, perfectly usable. See, I complain about a lot of things about the US. not that much, but you know, it's a European pastime to complain about US things. But their copyright law, especially in terms of government agencies and copyright, is fantastic. Like every picture taken by NASA, taken by the US Army, taken by the CDC, all those organizations, they're all by default public domain, which is fantastic. It doesn't happen in other places. Okay, so, oh, actually, there's some overpainting here. Interesting. Someone overpainted this picture. It is something that used to be done when some areas of pictures were probably overexposed here. It was probably just very white or just damaged. Somebody went in and painted over the damaged areas. This area here, you can see it was damaged. It was pre-Photoshop days, right? So you just took a paintbrush. This whole area, there were some creative liberties here. Like, I don't feel like they're just correcting broken parts. Maybe this part was, because it's pretty extensive. But like the edge on the kid here, a lot of fins, they probably just painted it for fun. I don't know. NASA has shitty quality pics available though. Not always. They have some shitty quality stuff, but they have some very high quality things, and things you can't get any other way, right? Like, how are you gonna get Hubble Space Telescope pictures? And Hubble has a weird thing with copyright. It's more complicated, but just using it as an example. Good thing about your country? I don't believe it. So the overpainting has me a little bit less convinced about this picture. It's still good, looks good at a glance. What we can do is go over the overpainting and fix it up with some photo textures. So like fix it up in the modern way, fix it up how it would have been done today, to kind of reduce that effect a little. Otherwise, we can also use this one. It's a very good picture that has a similar vibe. It's a little bit, well, it's smaller to start from and less quality. So I'm not super thrilled about it, but it's an option. How did they manage to have several shitty pictures of the moon? They also had some very good ones, so they win some, they lose some, I guess. Also, let me see, because I gotta scroll down a bit on my big list of pictures. But I do recall having some other ones from Australia, I believe, of people fishing. And go try and find them. I don't know exactly when I saved them. It's a bit annoying. They don't appear to be here. Yeah, I didn't save them. That is stupid. Oh well. I had some pictures on Flickr from some Australian archive, and it was a bunch of people fishing. I could always fished them out. I was, well, pun not intended, but fished them out. Because it was, I believe it was here, State Library of Queensland. Don't ask me why I have saved this weird, like, I have a bunch of these saved, you know? I have no idea how I found it. I stumbled across these. Here we go. As the picture I was looking for. See, it wasn't that hard to find. No non-copyright restrictions. It's a bit small. But it's also a great example of someone picking up a huge fish. The raw images are usually small because they end up as composite large shots. Interesting. Yeah, technology. I'm taking care of my friend's kitten, and she just punched the hell out of the fish while she was staring at the screen. I love that. Okay, so this one, I just downloaded it. It's not huge. I wish I had a better quality version of this, but it's quite good. So, you know, we'll download all of these. It's better quality than this one, at least, in terms of pixels. So, we'll get all these, we'll see what works better. We'll go for that vertical vibe. Let's see, did I save all these? Yes. Okay, and then we'll try and find... Oh, we got this one as well. It's very low quality though. In the original, so nothing to do there. Why not use a catfish? They are very big. Ooh, they are very big. I think it's finding a public domain picture, you know? Mostly. Slaps fish. This bad boy's fit so many monkeys. Okay, let's put this into Photoshop. I will, first things first, rotate the image, because all the ones we have are very cool. So we'll just go with that. And we'll just pull them in. And even though the pictures are small, I still do like working on them at the largest quality possible, because it allows you to edit a bit more comfortably, and then at the end of the day you could just add noise, cover things up wherever you like, if it was very low quality at first. And the original low quality will be kind of covered by that noise you added. Collaborative Lovecraft tale with a creature like fish with arms. Lovecraft did love, well, Lovecraftian horror people do love their underwater things, don't they? And not to blame them. It's a great source of horror, for sure. Okay, I'm somewhere in between these two. They both have a good vibe. This one is just higher quality to start from, and the problem it has is the overpainting, which we can either just work with or try to hide a little bit. Fish with arms implies fish fingers. That is true. We finally made fish fingers real. Okay, I think we'll go with this to start with, and then we'll see. Also, this one has a fun little thing, which is the paper edge, and I think that's quite charming. I like to leave those in, and you know, little markings and everything. Those are always fun, and I'm intending to leave them all in. I'm not changing the colors or anything. Come on. Why doesn't... There we go. Lovecraft, you can't describe this horror. Artist draws a fish with hands. Yeah. You know what Lovecraft should have done? Apart from like not being racist, you have just described the horror. Like, come on. Why can't you just describe it? You scared of it? Nerd. Yeah, so I'll just cover the overpainting with my own overpainting, which is more digital and should look a bit better. I'm not gonna blame the person who did it originally. I'm sure they had great intentions, but results are, well, what we can see here. Sorry if I miss messages, by the way, they're going to be fast, so if you have something important, feel free to repeat it, I don't mind. You know of sea monkeys? My quick research says they were marketed as minimals in Spain. I've never seen them in real life. I think they were like a trend more in like the time of my parents. It's like more of an old school thing. I might be wrong, but I've heard about them. They're basically like tiny like shrimps and stuff sold as sea monkeys, weren't they? Really weird marketing trick. Lovecraft described everything as cyclopean, non-Euclidean. I mean, Lovecraft described everything is already saying a lot. He barely described anything. Which I guess could be said is like the hallmark of his work, but I like a good description. Like, you can perfectly do cosmic horror with like describing things. Like, hell, I do cosmic horror with pictures. I tell the stories with the pictures. There's no more describing than that, I believe. So yeah, I'll just conclude that Lovecraft was scared. Googly eyes! Oh yes! We have a new reward, among others, which is googly eyes. So first thanks for the save reminder, and then googly eyes. So the thing about googly eyes is that each time that is redeemed, I need to add googly eyes somewhere in the picture. And obviously they won't be on in the final edits, they'll just exist during the stream. But give it a nice little vibe. Now this fish is looking much cooler, isn't it? What unspeakable horror are you making today? I'm making a fish with googly eyes. No, I'm gonna change the whole top part of the fish with a monkey. And I'm gonna make a real life version of a Fiji mermaid. Which is the second mermaid I make, I guess. But, you know, gotta change it up. I always like how Barlow does alien animals so wonderfully. Oh, that's so very good. Like that. I mean, if you were a kid and just caught a huge fish like that, you would probably be posing with it as well. And someone did overpainting all over, and here I imagine they just did a line because there was very little contrast in between the kid and the background. I don't mind that. I think contrast is like low contrast is fine. I think it's still perfectly readable. I'd rather not have like that weird line. and looks painted. So right now we are, I guess we're usually like going behind my own steps and trying to remove things that look fake from what I do. In this case, we are trying to remove fake looking things from what some other person completely unknown to us has done, probably like 100 years ago, which is weird. If you are the descendant of the person who did this originally, I'm sorry, I guess. Oh, I've seen those. I like those demons a lot. I think it's hard to represent like an actually cool demon. So props, big props. So the upper part we don't care much about. Actually did some painting on here. That's useless because they'll be removed. We'll probably have to do some clone stamping with the background. It shouldn't be too hard except for this part, but we'll figure something out. And the part that bothers me the most, that concerns me the most, is... Oh. Doesn't that work? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. The part that concerns me the most is the fins, because they're very obviously painted. And we don't have any good fin textures up here. We have just these, which are, it's not a lot. But you know, we can try and make do with it. At least from using the part that is not overpainted, which is the actual texture we want. Yes, the googly eye. we have, somebody has, who was Bastrad has redeemed the first googly eye. It's a new thing. Why is it painted? Good question. It's something that used to be done on old pictures. Whenever there was a part that was damaged, this was before Photoshop, obviously. Whenever you wanted to retouch something, so like, for example, you see those old Victorian pictures where they tell you like, oh, corsets were like so tight because they made people's waists so thin, and you see those pictures that have like super thin waists. No, that was not the corset. That was literally photo editing. They shot pictures against a very dark background, then literally just took a brush, a black brush, and painted the new waistline in it. So people didn't have those waistlines. It was just Photoshop. People have been falling for Photoshop for longer than we think. Paint shop. Yeah. This case is obviously like not as subtle. Well, it's good. Like you look at it at a distance and it looks perfectly good. But you can see this is the original, by the way, without all the retouches I've already done. They clearly went over the kid's face and shoulder here and arm, because it was probably like very bright and just didn't have a lot of contrast against the background, so I just wanted to paint it in darker. They went over the fins here, and mostly, pretty much in every fin, they painted a little bit at least. Probably because it didn't have a lot of contrast and they just wanted to paint some interesting shapes in. And same for the face. The face is very retouched. The eye is very retouched. So who knows what it looked like originally. It was probably like very overexposed, or this part was very overexposed, this one was very underexposed. So it's just retouching that they could do at the time. Tommy looked like the fish from SpongeBob News. That is true. Where do you find these pictures? Yes, exactly. Sora answered. Mostly pick from. Bernadette Banner has a great video on editing in old photography. Yes, that is exactly where I was pulling that info from. So yeah, obviously in terms of retouching, it was done a lot. It was like pretty much the common thing, right? You went to take your photo at the photographer's, and either the photographer directly or you, they did some retouching, like they do nowadays. It's not so different. It was just more analog. There was also some more nefarious things. You might have seen pictures of Stalin with, where you see two versions of the same picture, and it's like Stalin with one guy next to him, and the next picture is Stalin with nobody next to him, exactly the same picture. I don't know if it was restaged or if it was overpainted. I think it was overpainted. But they love to do that. Whenever they purged somebody, they removed him from pictures, and you have a lot of examples of that in Stalin's time. Non-computer Photoshop, exactly. And people were very talented. They were incredibly talented artists doing retouching. Because it needed to pass for a picture, right? Obviously, there were little tricks at the time. Like what I said, like if you shot a portrait in controlled environments, you'd shoot it against a very dark or a very light background, so you could just take a dark brush or light brush and change all the silhouette if you wanted to. So what are we doing here? I'm just applying this little fin. I'm gonna make a copy because we'll probably use it again for the other side at least. Then I'm just gonna apply it to the area we need to get some of those textures instead of those painted ones. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. And we need to make them darker because our fin here is much darker. So I might probably, yeah, some levels, and we're golden. That is one fin. We'll do the same thing for this one, and then for these two, we'll probably do it in 2 phases. So first, again, I'll make a copy. We get this here. We'll have to stretch it just a bit. Kind of stretching the limits of this little very small fin area that we have, but hopefully it will be good. The most famous of those Stalin pick photos went from 5 people to 1. Yes, I think I can fish that one out really quick because I did a thread way back when. I haven't done one of these threads in a long time, maybe in a year. Yes, the last ones are from August 2020, so you can see over a year. But I have like a few threads I did back in the day about historical photo manipulation. I'll show you a few examples since we're on the topic before we forget. Let me pull them up here. It was fun. I did a bunch of research for these. These ones are the ones used during history, right, to alter things in history. This one is one of the most well-known. It's the one I was talking about before. You have the same picture with Stalin and some guy, and the next one, like, very flawless editing there. And you pull up, there's some very early examples. Look at this composite. This one is very interesting. You see this picture? Like, yeah, to our Photoshop eyes that we're used to seeing Photoshop, it does look like something's been clipped together. But look at all the originals. You have this face, this guy on the horse, and this camp in the background. Boom, all put together in 1902. 1902. Like, people think you could only combine pictures at the time of Photoshop. It's nuts, right? It's incredible. I have both here, mouse and tablet. If I'm scrolling through things, see, like now, I'm using a mouse though. But I use a tablet for all Photoshop's things. Pages will say it's Photoshop. Here, for example, they shot generals in this 1865 during the, I think, the Civil War in America. Look at this. Original? Boom, they just added this guy. They shot him separately. Like, we do that nowadays. It's green screen. In the time of the Civil War. We got a very good ones from the First World War that I did in a separate thread about Frank Hurley, very like pioneer in photo manipulation. Look at this. This image here is a composite from several pictures taken during the battles in World War One. So here's the complete image, and here's like 1, 2, 3, and 4 different negatives that were stitched together to make it. This was done in the in a dark room. You gotta think about that. This was like incredible. And he was very criticized because people thought that, oh, it was like you couldn't make this kind of sort of artistic things during the war, right? You had to like represent it exactly how it is. But like, to be honest, the guy made some fantastic composite pictures and was a pioneer at it. But then we get into the political things. We have Hitler removed Goebbels from this picture because they had some beef at the time, I think. Here's the one. That's the one I was looking for. This is Stalin with 3 other guys. Then it's Stalin with 2 other guys. Then it's Stalin with 1 other guy. And at the end, the picture has been so destroyed by all the edits that it's just a painting at this point. It's just a painting of Stalin. Oh, art was really necessary in politics, absolutely. And you know, photo, like today, people see a photo and tend to believe it's real, so photo manipulation was a very good tool for propaganda. So yeah, they love to do that for purges. Look at, this one is even more brutal. Look at Lenin here with a huge group of people. Look at who's left at the end. Him and him. 2. Pre-purge, post-purge. So yeah, they really love that. Look, you know this iconic picture of the Soviets like raising the flag over Berlin, I think it is, over the Reichstag. Well, they actually edited some things out. This person here has 2 watches. Oh, I think the notification there. He has 2 watches, and they edited one of them out in the picture because that would imply he's been looting. And that doesn't go great in your propaganda shot. Bugsy Live, and Dusty Esther. Thank you guys for the follows. So obviously, like a lot of, and this is 2008. This was an Iranian missile test, and they wanted to appear more powerful than they were, so they composited 1 more missile in the middle. And it's pretty, like, on first glance, I wouldn't have noticed. It's well done, but you notice this part of the exhaust is the same one as here, like up to this point more or less. Then this part here, like combined from here and a little like smudge from here. And then the cloud, look at it, is the same one as here. The smoke is literally repeated. If you start looking for the patterns, you see it quickly. But if you just glance at it, you won't notice. So Photoshop is just Lego from other pictures, absolutely. And okay, this is like a more specifically Spanish one, but in 2005, the Spanish royal family did this official Christmas card picture, and I just want you to look at it. This is very low quality, by the way, it's the best one I could find. I just want you to look at this picture and notice the uncanniness that breathes through it. Obviously, nobody was here for this picture. They just stitched a bunch of them together, and you can see a few of them. Like, you can see his face is taken from this picture. I think maybe one of the babies. No, yes, the baby. The baby here is taken from this picture. You can see the side to side here of this other baby. Each person in this original picture that they use as an official Christmas card was stitched together from different sources. It's so obvious. La familia real, sí. Even the plants are photoshopped? See, I didn't think about that. No, I think the plants are there. Judging from the shadows, they do look a bit weird because of the compression and stuff, but it does look very fake. Hold on. Need to clear my throat. So yeah, royal family over there. So yeah, that was our tour through history. Yeah, I'm streaming earlier, the Spanish folks, hell yeah. Okay. Where were we? We were doing a fish. Why did we start talking about history of Photoshop? Oh, the overpainting. Okay. For folks who are getting in, this picture originally was very overpainted. And people were curious as to like what's going on here. Why did people paint over pictures? So I was explaining that was actually a very common thing to do. And then we got into historical photoshops, and I fished out an old thread. Oh, let me link to the thread if you guys want to read it at your own leisure. I'll link it in chat so you guys can have it or share it or whatever you want. This took some research to make, that's why I don't make a lot of them anymore. I also got another one that we can go through later, but to not go too deep into this rabbit hole for now. But that other one is very cool as well. I think it's my favorite one. Where's everyone? Eastern Canada. Somewhere in South America. Mystery. Germany. Argentina. Yeah, Tenerife. Here, Asturias, north of Spain. Represent. Does your green screen have little marquee ants? It does. Okay, so look at the difference here. Pretty good. Give me a sec. Got a spicy throat today. Okay, so you can see the difference when we make it the modern way, when we actually like Photoshop the fins together, to the old way when they painted it. Obviously there's some difference. Obviously they had the methods they had, they didn't have Photoshop, so I'm not gonna blame them. They were just out there doing what they could, with just literally some photo negatives and paint. And you know, you gotta respect them for that. I probably wouldn't be doing anywhere close to what I'm doing today if it wasn't for modern tech that I didn't have a hand in inventing, so props to these people for just going out there and painting. A un día tocará retoque de un cuélebre. Yes. Absolutely. So, Cuélebre is a mythological creature from my area of northern Spain, in Asturias. It's basically a winged serpent that protects treasure, usually. And I definitely have to do it someday, because one of my favorites for sure. Oh, I did one from mythology from Asturias a little while ago. I'll fish it out. Hold on. I keep saying fish it out because I have a huge fish here in front. I'm sorry for the puns. They literally are not on purpose. Okay, I did two from northern Spain mythology. This one is from Galicia. It's called El Candaurco, and it's basically a huge dog, like a hell dog that comes out of the sea, dragging chains, and it usually comes out at night. So if you wake up and hear chains in the streets, like outside your house, that means that it's looking for someone to drag to hell. So that might be you. And another one I did is a bit from the whole northern region of Spain. It's usually called La Santa Compaña in Spanish, but specifically in Asturias, where I live, it's called La Huestia. Like the host would be the literal translation. And it is a procession of spirits that usually lives from the cemetery and walks around the village, going to the house of the person who's next to die. I think it's the 3 days or the week before they die. Every night they go out and turn around their house. Nobody can see them except for a few special people. And if you can see it, chances are you might be the next one after the people who are going to get them. So after the 3rd day or the 7th day, I don't recall, they come out with a coffin and they leave. They finally leave with the soul of the person who died. Pretty cool. La Huestia. Still need to draw that one. You do. Please do. Candaurco. I love it. Whatever sounds like my boy Tui from my boy. I don't know that one. Let me see. What I mean. Oh yeah. Huge serpent. I love it. My grandma told me about La Santa Compaña and I couldn't sleep for months. I love that. So yeah, La Santa Compaña is a bit all over Spain, especially the north. But it has some variants depending on where you go. Okay, I think we covered all the problematic areas, which were mostly just the fins. There is a little bit of color that I want to do. In my region, we have our own version of the Cuélebre. It looks like hot guys that drown shepherds when they get too close to the water. In Asturias, just a big spooky fish. No, it's a snake. You mean Cuélebre, right? Yeah, Cuélebre is... let me show you some images for people who are not familiar with Asturian mythology, who's probably most of you guys. This is the winged serpent I was talking about. Look, this is a very good art of it. I love this one as well. There's some Celtic door here, or tomb or something. But it's usually represented like pretty straight up as a big snake, but with wings. I love this one especially. It has like some cool ears for some reason. Hold on. There we go. Very cool design. Very cool take on it. Howard Jin looks like a hot guy. I mean, guys, chat, decide. What is hotter, a hot guy or a winged serpent? There's only one right answer. Yes, it usually guards gold. Yes, people prefer the winged serpent over the hot guy. That said, we have a very specific segment of the population. I don't think most people would agree, but in this stream, retweet of the mythological demon snake on the left looks as beautiful as the one on the right. Okay. Little touch of darkness here. And we're good to add the monkey. Hello, Xishima. I'll just say it like that. See, I butcher people's names, but I do it with confidence, so it's fine. Yes, okay, so we finished like retouching the fish. Oh, the googly eye. Sorry, I hit it at some point and I forgot to put it back on. Googly eye is one of the point rewards. It's not going to say in the final edit, but it's going to be there. We'll transfer it to the monkey later. So, the idea now is to find a monkey that'll work for our purposes. Let me close a bunch of these tabs because this one we already have. Okay. We have more fishes that we won't really be using. We could use some textures from them if needed, but the idea of this fish is, as we can see here, googly eyes included, is like hanging from its mouth. So I don't know exactly how this monkey version of it will be hanging. Maybe from like the arms? What do you guys think? To be honest, this kind of works. I was not feeling it, but like if we hook this one for the mouth, the rest is kind of limp enough that it could work. Just because of the direction of the head. Let's give it a try. We won't lose anything for trying, and I think this one could potentially work, so it'll... Well, did that download? Hold on. Oh, it took a minute, but it downloaded. Okay. Return to monkey / fish, exactly. I wanted to say from the tail, I realized. True, I also thought that as well, so... I mean, at least for the face, we could use this. Okay, let's just put this at lower opacity. And let's imagine we can see the mouth here, the hook here. The hook could be going through the mouth, potentially. So we can take it from here. Make it large enough that the girth of the body more or less matches the one of the fish. We can extend it, by the way. That's not like a huge problem. And then we'll have to either pick the same arms from the same picture and just turn them down, or Take some arms from another picture. But this one I like because of the face. Allow us to go to sleep. Good night, good night. Thanks for coming in. The monkey looks kind of upset. I'm sorry we're about to do this to you. I mean, you modeled for this picture, so it's kind of on you. Kidding, poor monkey. Painters also have to go to bed. Okay, buenas noches. Have a good night. Now we can put the googly eye back on. Second one as well. we'll put them adding back in a second once we finish editing this, of course. What I want to do is add a gradient map that I'll add to the whole monkey. I'll make a group. I'll just call it monkey. Put the gradient map on top. And we are going to try and match it to the tones in the background. So the darks should be this dark, and the brights should be about this bright. It's not perfect. Okay, I should actually be quite brighter. And the dark could be quite darker as well. I gotta choose some mid-tones. This is 44. Okay, that'll help us get a nice beginning to match these two pictures. Face is like, oh shit, they caught me. See, the thing is, I gotta make the eyes look dead because it's been caught, right? It's like out of the water. I don't think you can breathe here. Probably has gills. And he still has nostrils. How would this breathe? I'll leave that up to you. Question for the audience. How does this monkey thing breathe? Give me your best theories. Also, should we leave the dorsal, the how do you call this? These fins, whatever they're called. When we look up glassy eyes, we could go glassy, we could go closed. One of the two. Or to be honest with that, with this specific like angle it has and the lighting that is fairly stark, we could potentially just darken them a bunch and have them be pretty much dark. So no need to look for pictures of glassy eyes, because that's something we can easily just replicate. Just paint them with white and easy glassy eyes. You could merge the shoulder structure to grow into the fin. No, but I still, to be a Fiji mermaid, it needs arms, so I can't turn the arms into fins, because I think that's like a pretty, let's just put the Fiji mermaids up. Well, the like unifying elements of Fiji mermaids is hands. But I guess A few of them also have these fins. Depends on where the taxidermy was done or how. So we could leave the fins in. Potentially, yeah. But it does need to have arms, that is for sure. It's one of the main elements, probably. Let's see, maybe I'll use a little bit of this area here, since it's well lit up. A bit of the back of the monkey. Also, let's dedicate a moment of silence to all the people that used to have monkey profile pictures and then NFT bros ruined it for everyone, so now they can't have monkey profile pictures anymore. Minute of silence for all the cool profile pictures of monkeys that were stolen from us. A sad reality we live in. Taxidermy, yeah, papier-mâché. It's a bit of both, I'd say. Okay, I feel like we can combine these two together to get a fairly regular, hairy upper body. We'll have to attach the shoulder somewhere, but it's a good start. See, nose, so it takes oxygen. I'd argue the nose ended up developing a similar system to the gills, so the creature could spend time underwater. Frog-like life, I like that. Amphibian. The first time I saw one of these horrifying things was in a UK kids factual show called How To. Interesting. Nose gills. Nose gills. Close enough. There are fish who have both gills and primitive lungs. Lungfish. I've heard about those. And this is a very advanced lungfish. How about that? That can be your headcanon. Also, I guess this is the shoulder here. Don't know what to make of it, but I'll probably have to attach the shoulder a bit further below, make this into the neck and make it appear more extended, because in our original picture the neck is turned, so it's a little bit more contracted than it should be, probably. We'll have to make do. We have to use some extra pictures to fill in some gaps. That's fine. I don't have a huge problem with that. Now, I do want a selection of just the arm. And let's hope Photoshop is good and kind to us today. Let's pray to the AI gods. I wouldn't say my prayers have been answered, but it'll speed up the workflow. There's as much as I can ask of Adobe's AI. Beef fin muscles. Yeah, they kind of walk around the fins. Strange little guys. Also, once we have all of these placed, we'll have to make all these edges look good. Don't worry about them for now. So, I feel like they would either just fall to the side directly, but then we don't see a lot of the arm and it's not that interesting. But they could be a bit stiffly going up, right? Like their angle of movement doesn't go that far back, so they just like fall limp at a bit of an angle. Would that make sense? I don't know, but it looks better. So, gotta balance that. Those edges look like the one that, yeah, it has like kind of a dark edge. But that's because Photoshop, I instructed Photoshop's AI to paint over, to select a furry area, and it has some trouble with that. Just say that. But it won't be a huge problem. Like, this is the one for the head. So we can just take this brush, give a nice little, ooh, that's too much. Me go a bit lower, like so. Still not great. Photoshop, you're being very disappointing today. Okay, I'm also gonna do a bit of smart radius, shift edge, smooth it a touch, feather it. We don't need a super detailed edge, like to capture every hair, because it's not a super detailed picture. Like the picture looks much crisper than it should, considering the surroundings, right? It should be blurrier. Will you ever do a reverse mermaid? That's a good idea. I should do a reverse mermaid someday. That'll be a good one for like an April Fool's type thing. Just a memey little edit. Okay, this part, let's see, that edge is not perfect, definitely, but it'll get there. It's getting there. Thanks, TV Statico. So I missed people. I keep missing a bunch of people following today. I'm sorry. Centipede.gov, Sam's 99, Ifrits, Badigan, Casey, everybody. I want to do a little pop quiz here, not pop quiz, but I'm curious to know how many people today in chat knew about Fiji mermaids and how many people had never heard of them before. Fiji mermaids, if you missed it before, is specifically this type of very popular, it used to be popular back in the day, fake mermaids made by usually a taxidermied monkey plus a taxidermied fish. Sometimes like just arts and crafts that was tried to, like, they tried to pass it as a real specimen. It was in a Spanish website called Escalofrios. Interesting. I knew but didn't remember they were called like that. To become a cryptozoologist when I was younger. That's cute. Okay, so most people knew, or at least heard of them, even if they didn't know the name. Some people didn't know. That's cool. Interesting. Oh, our googly eyes. Hello. Googly eyes, if you missed it, is a reward, one of the point rewards people can get. If we get more googly eyes, there's not a lot of places to put them. Probably like one on the kid. The googly eyes make it much better. That is for sure. Nothing like googly eyes to subtly increase the creature design level exponentially in just one single step. And you rotate one of the eyes. I mean, the thing is that the bead, the dark bead, has to fall below, right? So we could make it go like this, so the angle is more correct. Okay, let's also mess with the gradient map a little bit. So we're going to properties. And we're taking this, which actually seems brighter. Not that much, actually. Interesting. Felt like it would be brighter. Oh, I guess it can be brighter, technically. Just didn't want to. Something that slightly bothers me is the position of the shoulders. Fiji mermaids have this usually like very, or at least in the most classic one, this one here. The shoulder is very high up. Not that we have to follow exactly the same design, right? We can make our own thing. It's completely fine. But if we went more according to the real Fiji Mermaid design, the shoulder would be like very, set very far back. Like here, maybe it could fall back instead. No. I honestly don't like it as much. I think we'd rather keep it where it was, more or less. Need a photo of a hook? Not necessarily. I don't think. Yeah, we got plenty of hook, I think. Yeah, usually if you can take something from the picture itself, it's gonna be like one less hassle and it's gonna look better because it's already like your colors and your lighting and everything is pretty much matched from the beginning. You might have to do some tweaks, of course, but see, that's why for yesterday's edits we didn't need to pretty much bring up any extraneous pictures, except for like little textures and stuff. You missed the one that we did yesterday. I think it came out quite well. The prompt was called Mimic Town, So we made this fake town where all the buildings are empty, all the people are faceless, all the billboards are like non-existent AI generated things. It's quite fun, and we basically just used one picture for the base, one for the dough faces, and then the AI ones we added here, which we made in Art Breeder. Maytown. Creepy to think that Maytown would have been like that in real life. Didn't understand what you said about glassy eyes. I don't recall what I said. I said that they're pretty straightforward to make, right? That we don't need like any extra pictures to make them. I don't think so, at least. Might be wrong, but we'll try to find them if we need them. Pretty sure there's a plastic. I don't know what you're talking about. The real eyes. I just... Weird. It undid our selection. I click outside. That was strange. Anyway, Mango, thank you for the follow. Okay, the tool here worked a bit better for the arm, which is good. The hand is still weird. So yeah, I said it before towards the beginning of the stream. I guess it's been an hour, so for new folks, I have this little podcast thing coming up. If you haven't heard me talk about it in the past few streams, because I can't shut up about it, but yeah, I still haven't announced it publicly. It'll happen very soon, but look out for around the 10th of December or so, or like probably like I still haven't locked down the final date, but because I need to like set it up with a guest, but yeah, more or less that's the 10th of December. Look out for the first episode coming out here on this very Twitch channel. A different monkey arm. I like this monkey arm. I don't think it's perfectly good for our purposes. Also, like, it already has the same lighting as the body, which will make everything a bit easier. I didn't realize we would be keeping this. Yeah, so we're keeping this fin, which means that I'll have to bring some texture to it, like we did before. I'll just pick this one again. And that's because, as like with the other fins before it's been overpainted pretty heavily, so even the color looks different. The eyes truly add so much horror. They do, they do. They're the true foundation of this whole thing. But Jake, thank you for the follow. Okay, let's see. About the lighting. Our lighting is coming from the front mostly, so this whole back part should be a bit darker. Don't know if I should do this on soft light or on normal. Maybe a bit of both. And same thing for here. I'm just matching the basic lighting of the picture. We're just adding some shadows. This area should be lit up. It's pretty much looking up and towards the sun directly. So it should be the most lit area. Remove the eyes for a sec, so we can see a bit more of the real thing. How are you guys feeling about it so far? Does it feel, for those that know Fiji Mermaids, does it feel like a Fiji Mermaid? Have we captured the aesthetic, I guess? So should we... They're not fins. Well, I guess yes, it is fins. It's the tips there. Maybe I could bring them in over this part of the back so they pop out a little bit more. Let me see. Let's do a copy of this where the fin pops out a bit. Nope, I prefer the skeletons. I mean, we can't really do a skeleton with this. It has to be a live specimen. And fur plus scales. I think we'll just blend them together. Like it never made sense, but people making the fake Fiji mermaids did it, so we gotta do it. It's gotta be half furry, half scaly. Or at least so have the creed. The weird taxidermists of the early 20th century, I guess. If they think it's possible, who are we to judge? I guess heard of the fur-bearing trouts. It's a fun little cryptid. It's not really a cryptid. It's one of those made up US stories, like the hoop snake, the hide behind, those kinds of funny little creatures. So yeah, it's basically just a trout with fur on it, and this reminds me a lot of that. Just a fish, like fish, 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 boom, monkey. It just goes like that. Let's see, we got a soft light here. I want to make this top part appear quite bright, because the original was quite overexposed here as well. It has, like, within the confines, the limits of this picture, in which the brights are not very white and the darks are not very black, it does have quite a bit of contrast. So we gotta work within those limits, obviously. Okay, now we need to find a way. Let me put the googly eyes back on. There they are. Find a way to hook this one into the, well, the hook there. So the hook kind of does that. Hey, old fish stick, welcome in with the raid. How are you doing? Hope the stream was good. We are creating, ignore the googly eyes, we are creating a Fiji Mermaid, which is, if you didn't know, those, here, old taxidermied specimens that they used to do in the early 20th century, where they just stitched a monkey and a fish together and said it was a mermaid. And they often look very bad, but they're fun and they're usually like tourist attractions. So we decided to make one, but IRL. Thank you, fish stick. Oh, and thanks Arbin for the save reminder. And we add googly eyes to them because that's one of the point rewards. But the final picture is not going to have googly eyes, unfortunately. So we're trying to hook this into the mouth. The original was this here. Trying to find a good way to hook it. I think I will just pick this. The area we do have. Did I? Oh yeah, that was silly of me. Hold on. I needed to make that into a separate layer. Okay, let me flip that. And that works perfectly. Not even a warp needed. We will have to move the head around a bit though to fit in the corner here better. Maybe move the googly eyes while we work on it. So here the head is connected to the whole back, and I think that might just make things harder. So I kind of separate the back itself. Going over this area. Yeah, that should do it. Okay. Now everything that's above that line. Oh, invert that. Oh, hold on, silly me. There we go, that's what I wanted. Just one layer for the face. There we go. Okay, the glazed over eyes we'll have to re-add later. Because now that'll be a distraction, I think. I think the head should be slightly smaller to fit the Fiji Mermaid vibe. And the lip should be right at the junction here. There we go. Oh, apparently I got a bit of this. Wrong one. There we go. Neck should be longer. Let me check with the original Fijis. See what they think about necks. There's a bit of variety. There's longer and short necks. This is more like realistic take on it. It's like very thin necks, which is interesting. Not all of them though. So maybe not necessarily make it longer, but maybe we could make the neck thinner. Oh, and it's starting to rain again. If you guys hear tippet taps, that is why. Just let me know if it gets loud or annoying. Okay, let me... Okay, we need to clone stamp some area here. Okay, a bit of a longer neck or thinner neck more than anything. Let's hope that helps a bit. Obviously the eyes look very alive because, you know, we're using a live monkey as a base image, so does make some sense. Okay, I think that kind of fits. It feels like it would need a little bit more stretching. I don't know if it's necessary, but I could use some. What we can do, instead of making everything, like warping everything again, having to change all the relative positions and stuff, I could just make the area thinner around like the area that's caught in the hook. Make it look more strained. Oh, so good. Someone write it down so I can check it later. You can always check like 155 in the stream. Remember the number. And check it out in the VOD later. Okay, some weird textures here, or lack thereof. I think that feels strange. Several. Something is fishy. Wait, even better with this once we add it back. Very fishy indeed. Learn a lot from you. Just started with Photoshop. Hell yeah. I hope you can pick up a little bit through the streams. And I always forget to promote this, but I have more regular so there we go. I have more regular tutorials that go up on my Patreon every month. I try to make them on different topics, like different levels of expertise. So hopefully they're good for most people. Keep Photoshop open for the memes. You know that's how we get started. I used to do memes for my group of friends when I was starting in Photoshop, like in high school. And look, it's clearly worked out. So the memes are powerful. They're a learning tool. I don't do edits, but I do posters using stuff from Caribou Space Program. Interesting. You know, you can always get started with edits. It is never late to do so. Also, I feel like this arm we added here doesn't remove the need, but it hides the dorsal fin so much that I don't think there's any good way to put in. So let me check. There should actually be a very stark shadow behind the arm. Which I was procrastinating until now, but eventually gotta go to it. You gotta do it. Okay, how long should the shadow be? That's like a whole question. Because this is pretty close to the body and it still casts a pretty long shadow. So it should be quite long. Especially in like the thicker areas of the arm. Let's see, I'm making it go over the fin a little bit, but hopefully making the divide between the fin and the body quite obvious. Now, we just need to turn the opacity down. And we got a pretty decent shadow. No passionate about cool looking text. There's this great channel that does a lot of typography stuff that I actually use quite a bit, since I now do a touch of typography things in the Patreon postcards, and it's called Texture Labs. So really recommend it, Texture Labs. They have some free textures as well, which are great. Yeah, Stray has some great songs. I never played the game, by the way. This all comes from listening to the soundtracks. Also, okay, we need to add the shadow of the arms. Oh, hold on. If the... Oh no, did it get stuck? Oh, I hate when it does that. Okay. Photoshop stuck. I need to save this, close it, and reopen it. Yeah, that's the ones I meant, Reggio. There's some great tutorials. Okay, so now we go to the desktop and open. Is the googly eyes thing? Well, just here. Dinner time. Enjoy, Sora. It's around 1:30. Okay, where were we? Oh yes. Okay, so just here judging from the angle of the shadows. They should fall gonna make hand shadow. Kind of go over this fin here. I'll just put this and reduce the opacity until it's more or less the same tone as the other shadow. Keep like the consistency there. And there should be finger like this. One like this. Yeah, Texture Labs, like, I guess he doesn't do the same kind of thing I do on Photoshop, but we just have some the kind of techniques I'd like never thought about. It's great. It's always surprising. Well, now I kind of catch his drift. I already know, like when I see a new tutorial from him, I kind of smell where he's going to come through. When I first discovered it, it was mind-boggling. Could be the hand's shadow. Not entirely convinced by it. Maybe it shouldn't leave that much. The silhouettes. Kind of like hang back here. I've heard health vaccine shots tomorrow, so I gotta dip. Ooh. Getting the vaccines, or putting the vaccines. You enjoy the horse dimension. Have a good night. It's not a question I'm curious about. I'm having a curious day today. Sorry if I ask too many questions. Of the people who are watching right now, like, feel free to answer. Do you usually watch Twitch as like just entertainment? It's something that you watch streamers regularly? And if you do you only watch art, or do you watch a variety of things? Because I feel like, might be wrong, but that the art side of Twitch is like pretty self-contained. Like, people just watch that one thing. I don't really interact with the wider Twitch community. But that might just be me, because I barely watch streams. I barely watch streams except for art. I really like watching art streams. Like, they're relaxing to me, and I like watching other people's thought process and creativity. First time I watched art, interesting. Really watch Twitch in general. I usually watch Friends when I do. Watch pretty regularly, variety of different things, usually games by smaller streamers. I don't actually. I entered this one because I love you on Twitter. Well, thank you, Reggio. So we have a mix then. I thought it would be more skewed towards like just people who watch art, but at least from this very limited question, it seems like it's more of a variety. Interesting. So I guess there's people who aren't familiar with Twitch here. I'm just gonna remind you of something. Did you know you can actually steal money from Jeff Bezos if you've got a Prime? If you've got a Prime subscription, they gift you a free sub with it every month. If you pay about $5 for your Prime subscription, your free sub actually gives the same to the streamer, and so $2.50 of those $5 you've paid to Amazon go to the streamer. So Amazon loses a bunch of money on that. So take the opportunity. And fuck Jeff Bezos. I'm sorry. Please don't ban me from the platform. But like, just, it doesn't matter. Subscribe to someone, because it's money away from their pockets, so. And into streamers' pockets. So it's like a very small heist played by thousands of people. I used to watch for gamers long ago, then I dropped Twitch. Tried to stream a bit myself, and now I'm just, I feel like. Watch tabletop gaming streams, interesting. With plenty of our streams too. Didn't find you through Twitch. I just happened to be already be on the platform when you said you streamed on Twitter. Interesting. So yeah, bottom line, it's way more of a mixed bag than my first impression was. Which is cool. Sometimes I feel like kind of a stranger in Twitch, because I don't have like the vibe, the high energy vibe that most streamers have. I barely, if ever, though I'm planning on doing more, I barely stream games, which is like the main purpose of the platform. Just over here doing in my little corner of Twitch. It really feels like it. This song is from Hollow Knight, which is an amazing game with a great soundtrack as well. Also, can you guys hear the tippy taps? Because we got harsher rain now. That's why I tend to watch smaller streamers. I can't stand fake hype. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It's like the persona in general. It's very tiring to me. I mean, I don't mind because I'm not the target audience. I know it's like mostly younger people. But I really enjoy a chill stream where we can just chat like this. Like the chat is not crazy when you can't read anything, and the streamer obviously isn't paying attention anymore because it became a bunch of gibberish, and you just, you know, have a chill conversation. I think it's my favorite part. And just in general, streaming for me is quite productive because it puts me on a mindset where I'm doing art and I'm focusing on this. I'm like forcing myself, not in a bad way, but I'm putting myself in this mindset for a few hours where I'm just doing art. Obviously I'm chatting, I'm getting distracted every so often, but overall the effect is that I can get so much more done than when I'm on my own, because I don't have an incentive to just goof off and do whatever. And like, you know, I start watching a YouTube video in the background and eventually it's like what I'm paying attention to, not even doing art anymore. But, you know, streaming keeps me accountable, I guess. Could be a word. I've heard this of a gang screaming. Yes, you'll never hear me screaming here. Especially today, because my voice is not up for it. It goes into a podcast with visuals. Will you be excited for the actual podcast that's coming out? I'll be interviewing a bunch of horror artists. I want to interview people from a bit all over, from visual artists. I want to do some music. I want to do some game developers. Just get a variety of people. I want to get people that are not like maybe well-known artists but are knowledgeable in like folklore from some region, and we'll talk about folklore from some region and creatures and that kind of, like, I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I'm very excited for it. The fish monkey corner of Twitch. Exactly. It's excited for Fiji Mermaid time. They're running gag into my friend's D&D game. That's great. You can send them this image. I've already interviewed Trevor, and I'll do it again. I don't know if I would like to have Trevor as one of the first guests, because he's great. The other time was very fun as well. So I'm definitely up for interviewing him again. And the other time, if you didn't know about it, with when I got to 30,000 on Twitter, was it? Yeah, 30,000. I did a special stream on here, which was kind of like the catalyst for this whole podcast project, because it was very fun. And I did this whole stream on here where, oh, this glazed over eye looks great. And I think I got 5 in total horror artists, and did like a very short interview with each of them, like half an hour. And then we played some games. It was a hoot and a holler. And it's the reason why I said, oh, no, let me actually do this like semi-regularly, bring in some more people, and, you know, it's fun. So yeah, that first one was with Trevor and Lou Ellen, Enoch, Oki, who am I missing? Faya, I think that's all. Was that 5? If that was 5, that was all. Bad at counting. And yeah, it was great. It was great. I had to feel a weight to it. How could we imprint more weight to it? I don't think we can like extend the face more than this. And the thing with the arm is that we tried it like straight up, straight down to the side, and it kind of blends in with the body, and you barely notice that they have an arm here. So I chose to leave the arm like floating a little bit further ahead. So kind of like the joint is locked, right? Like it can't go further back than that. Is it wrong that I think it looks funny? Absolutely not. I think it's a very funny creature. It's a Fiji mermaid. It's a monkey fish. Oh, and thanks for the saving reminder. Can you make the fur wet? Very hard to imprint on an old picture like this, especially once we started. Like, I don't think it'll be worth it, because once we start like actually removing some detail and making it look older and grainier, all the little sparkles we can add to make it wet will just blend away. But obviously to make it wet, you usually, on fur, you gotta increase the contrast a bit and make it darker, because it's like, you know, I don't know what's the physics behind it, but when fur is wet, it becomes darker. Other than that too, it's been sitting in the sun here for probably a while, because as you can see, the fish itself is not wet, and there's no water on the ground, so it's probably been sitting here for quite a while. So it might not even be a need to make it look wet. Oh yes, googly eyes enable. Even better. And obviously we have the other arm, so I didn't mention it out loud, but I was thinking we could keep it like this, just infer that the other arm is just a little bit lower and we can't see it. It's like right behind here. Or we could try and take some of the hand here and maybe make it pop out from the back a little bit. I don't think it would be too visible just because of the angle. It would kind of be in between this fin here and this arm, so nothing major. Give it a try. I'll just make a copy of the arm, but below it, of course. I'll merge these layers. And let's see. So obviously, one of the things with Photoshop edits that are a bit different to your usual painting is that there's always a balance between believability and aesthetics, right? So on the one hand, you have the pull of the more traditional artist who's trying to make the image look pretty or like just understandable at a glance. Quite important things in art, you know? And on the other hand, you want to make it look like a picture that's been taken hastily. So it gets weird sometimes. You have to strike compromises and weird balances where sometimes you're losing a little bit of the believability of things. This color, this is a normal layer. I don't know which layer is this one. Oh, okay, that's a clone stamp layer. This one? Oh, that's a hand shadow below. Okay, got it. I know which layer is which. No, which one is this? There we go, layer 10. Need this to be darker, I think. Let's see, which one is this? There we go. Do you have a kind of lore in mind for the creature? Not really, except for the fact that it's a live Fiji mermaid. So we'll definitely play with that, with the fact that people made Fiji mermaids for a long time as a hoax, and this is the only, maybe like the only believable claim or something like that, that we have of Fiji mermaids. It's like how believable it is, not much, but I'm also considering something here in the back. I've been kind of like slowly stripping away the fur. I feel like, what if the fur continued more towards this area and the back was still like fairly scaly? Like not entirely, but we still could see some of the scales in here. Up to like the shoulder point approximately. Kind of like blend the two together. Then we got the glazed over eyes. What else? Oh, look, if we remove the color, the gradient map, we suddenly get this. That's very strange. Okay, I want to add a little bit of contrast to the face. Feels like it's become a bit samey. Hold on, let me find the face layer, because I got so many already that it's gonna... Sometimes it's a little bit hard to know which is which. I want to increase the contrast a bit, just make it pop. Get the difference there. Yeah, it's much better. Also, I wonder if we should bring the fin... God, I'm bad at names, the names of fins. This one here. Like, we removed it because we had to put the arm somewhere. But what if we make it like pop out of the arm, like from the back of the arm? And we can take some of these. Put it the monkey layer. Take this layer here. And put it around here, like back of the arm. Kind of like this, but let's try and emphasize it a slight bit more. I don't know, do you guys have any suggestions for lore? Also, there's a new point reward that I added today. I wanted to add some more point rewards because, well, I was changing the whole system and I figured like, yeah, let's add some new ones. One of the ones we added is name this creature, because we're always like trying to come up with silly names like within the stream for the creature. For example, the meat planet you might have seen on Twitter, that I think officially I named it Chipetotek, or I don't know how to pronounce that right, but you got the idea. This meat planet is actually like the name who came up on stream. The official secret name is Terry. So this is Terry the Meat Planet. Maybe a fin on the head, good idea. And teach me a word in Spanish. Okay, no, that's a bit of an easy one. Well, just a mermaid. Mermaid is sirena. I think siren is also a thing in English. I think it's slightly different. Anyway, we say sirena for mermaids. Mono mojado. Wet monkey. How about here? Obviously this is very, very dark. I think this fin specifically is too dark. So let's actually... Do we have the original fin? I think we could use this one. It's the most untouched one. Oh, of course, it's very dark because it has a shadow thing on top. Okay. Silly me. And where should the Rusaka? I've heard that. Don't know where I've heard that. But I love learning about mythology from different places. Eventually, I'd like to do a whole mythology series. Not a series like I've done the fractal one or the other Megalomorpha with the big bugs. Like, not with a storyline, but I like to over time do different folklore things from different areas of the world and just kind of have like a little collection at the end of the day. But obviously, whenever I cover something that isn't close to me, I want to have someone like from that culture like advising me or telling me about these creatures. Soon-ish, I'm going to be working with a friend, Theo, who has Polish ancestry, and we're going to be working on the Striga, which is great owl-like Polish and in general like Central Eastern European creature. It has owl features. It's very cool. I love it. So it'll happen on stream. It'll probably happen as like a multi-stream or something where I get Theo, who's going to be working on their part here, and I'll be working on my part, doing a little double stream like that. We'll figure something out. Probably happen next month. I live in Russia, but my nationality is more Georgian, and the Caucasus can have some cool stories, I bet. I bet. Love to hear some folklore from there. Montgomery Jr. III. Don't have the points yet. I can't award them to you on principle. But I'd take the suggestion. Like, if nobody pays the points, we'll just come up with something. The island of Chiloé? Interesting. I don't think I've heard of that. Need a better shape for the fin. Maybe it goes back a little bit like this. Sorry for long text, no worries. Evil spirits in Georgian mythology are called Ali. These creatures are usually harm the pregnant, infants, and solo travelers, both male and female. They have a terrifying appearance with copper teeth and their long hair. Ali usually inhabit forests, rocks, and ruins, and often hide in stables. Female Ali can appear in the form of golden-haired woman clad in white dress. Ali can become a faithful servant if someone manages to cut his or her hair and claws. Interesting. Hadn't heard that. That's a cool one. God, I could like I think I've gone over a few of these on stream, uh, not long ago actually, like a few days ago. But there's a lot of cool local mythology from my region that nobody knows about except for the few people who live here. So here we have a sword fin. Let's push it in a little bit. But we have a sort of vampire who's an old lady with a single tooth. And what she'll do is she'll come over usually to a child's bedroom at night. She will bite the child with her single tooth, who is in the middle. The tooth is like in the middle of her mouth. She'll bite the child and then pull out a little wooden straw, put it in the hole she just made with her tooth, and suck as much blood as she can before leaving. And she'll do that like several nights until people are like anemic and exhausted. Which is probably like a folk way of explaining things like anemia and chronic fatigue and that kind of thing, you know? Like, it makes sense logically. It's a cool story. I love the single tooth old lady as a vampire. Kind of unique in terms of vampire stories. One long tooth, exactly. It's very funny. I like it a lot. And you see the thing with this one is called La Washa. Guaxa. And the thing is, you look it up on Google and there's barely anything in terms of art in Google Images. And that always makes me sad. And it's one of the reasons I decided to start doing folklore stuff, because I love reading about folklore, and I always go and search for like artists' interpretations, because it's one of the most fun parts, right? You think, oh, how have people imagined this over the years? And every time I look for stuff from my region, I come out like incredibly disappointed that there's barely anything. And if there's art, it's usually pretty bad, at least the one you find on the internet. And it's like, come on, where are the artists? It's a very small region, so obviously there's not like a lot of artists, and it's sad to see those stories get lost in a way. So yeah, that's why I want to represent some of them at least. So La Washa might happen at some point. I just need to find like a good angle for it. La Washa is the one tooth vampire lady. Okay, let's do a color layer. Because the color is not exactly right. The gradient maps like brings us quite close, but it never like brings you all the way there, which can be frustrating. Well, never. If you're very lucky, it does, but it's good to like go over it with a color layer or something and just smooth things out a little. How do we feel about the general design, like the fin on the arms and the head? The general like combination of monkey. I tried to keep the proportions fairly natural, hopefully more natural than most of the Fiji mermaids, which are not very proportioned. I'm sorry for the people who made them, but I gotta say it. Like, this might confuse people who were expecting a more traditional mermaid. I've done one in the past. It's been one of my most popular pieces, and one of the ones that have blown up the most in the way that, like, it's a funny story. It's this one was from back in, I want to say April. Let's see. May. Okay, so this one's from May, and I did this like cetacean mermaid. You can see if I move it out from my camera, there's this whole cetacean body. I used the body of a whale as a base, and the picture did really well to a point where, so the original picture was taken in a tiny place called River John in Canada, and I actually had the local radio from the region, from Nova Scotia, which is the region this is situated in, call me and do an interview with me, talking about the picture and how people reacted to it. And this got a Snopes article, which is, if you've seen my Twitter, it says kind of jokingly that I've been confirmed false by Snopes. It's not a joke, entirely a joke, because they did a Snopes article like debunking this. They were pretty nice. They were nice about it. They were like, oh, this is a hoax or something. They were like, this is art by this guy, and he does these other things, and it was actually like well written and well thought out. So I contacted the writer. I was like, on Twitter, I sent him a DM. I'm like, oh, that was very like respectful. Most like debunkers are actually kind of assholes about it, and you've been great. And he was like, hey, do you want to do an interview for Snopes? and they did a full feature interview about like my work and all I do. So that was like a whole sequence of events. Coming from this one picture that I did in a day, like this one today, I didn't do it like specifically to fit into any sort of canon. It was just like one of those ideas I had, and like, I'm just gonna try this out today, right? I'm trying to find the Snopes article. Here it is. So there it is. It was very nice. It was like a voiced interview that was translated into this article. So yeah, distraction aside, that was the last time I did something mermaid-like. So this is we're kind of going for the same vibe, like very old school. Got dead. We're seeing just a dead body of this mermaid being. So like definitely some similarities, I'd say. Oh, googly eyes. Those are the most important part. Like this though, perfect, beautiful. Okay, how about we put everything together? Now we'll have to leave the googly eyes out for now, I'm afraid. Put everything together and put it through some filters and see what we get. Been up for 2 hours 30, so we're doing pretty good time with this edit. We just need to do the filters and then do the signature. In this case, the signature is going to be pretty obvious, so it's not a lot to unpack there. I mean, not really a lot to do, except for like maybe adding some grain to smooth textures together. Right, and I want to add a grain that matches our original picture's grain. You can't see it very well because of the quality of the scan, but it's pretty large. So we want a grain of that size and then slightly more, which does bring things together much better if you look at it closely. Just look at the difference here, right? Obviously, it smooths out a lot of the hair, a lot of the little nitty-gritty detail. Just what I said before, like we can make it look wet, like give it glistening details, but it's just gonna get all smushed by the grain. So then we can add a bit of vignettes. I don't mind that it goes over the edge of the page. We can mask that out later, that's a possibility, or we can just leave it in. I don't think it's a huge problem. Just makes it look a bit more aged, which I like. Okay. Let's see. We add a touch of texture. Yeah, touch. The projected shadow, we've added the hand, or the hands, because they kind of mush together here. But really, like you see this here? This here is this little fin right here that we're seeing reflected. So everything, the real change of the head and everything is above this, which isn't really visible. Like we can see probably whatever's holding the, whatever machinery or pulley or something is holding the hook. And this is probably where the head would be, but again, it's hidden there, pretty convenient for us. Coffee stain ring, might be. I mean, yeah, we could add it. It already has these kinds of things, but like since it already has like literal drawings on it, I think it might be a bit overkill. We actually decrease the exposure slightly and then use the vignettes, because that'll make it a bit smoother overall instead of just darkening the edges. The big long shadow is a crane, definitely. Yeah, so I assume above this there's like a big long crane here, and then there's some sort of pulley thing, like a pulley box right above the hook, which is what we'd be seeing right here. And then obviously there's a hook and the fish, which would kind of finish here, right where we can't see it. So the only addition we did need to do is the arm, which we kind of fudged here, but I hope it's good enough that people will notice. It's very hard to project shadows on that 3D space, at least for my poor little brain. We can add the googly eyes again if you guys want. Okay, that leaves us to the signature. The signature, if you guys don't know, I guess there's new people, so for those who've never seen it or noticed it or looked for it, I always sign my pictures, but I never do it in a straightforward way. I don't make it into like a watermark or put it in the corner. Maybe in some cases I'll put it in the corner if there's already like writing in the corner, I'll just add it there. But in general, what I do is I take this symbol here, which is my signature, and include it somewhere in the picture. So, I mean, if you guys want to see some examples, The mermaid one, for example, here, that one was lazy because I just added it to the corner next to the original photographer because I didn't want to remove his credits. But let's see some recent ones. Meat planet here. It's very subtle. It's here. It's in the brain veins. So if you know to look for it, you'll find it. But sometimes it's more obvious, sometimes it's more subtle. Here in the crate, sorry. Let's see. Here it's in the textbook version. Oh, hold on. There, it was covered by my camera. I edited it as a scribble, like kind of on the side like this. What else? Also, Terry here, Terry the Meat Planet, which is quickly become one of our stream mascots, is gonna be one of our next emotes. If you don't know, during this month we unlocked, from the one that Twitch gave us, like 4, and from the ones we unlocked through subs, another 2. So we unlocked a total of 6 new emotes during the month. We've been adding them slowly as I've been commissioning them from friends and cool like artist folks I know. And Okideer, who's a fantastic artist, is gonna do this one as like a cursed laughing emoji. It's gonna look great. Hey, finishing dinner. Yes, I was discussing the signature, but the mermaid is pretty much done, I would call it. And yes, exactly, the W on the flag is exactly what I was thinking. So you read my mind. The first thing I want to do is, well, I want to go below, let's see, right below the monkey. Here next to the hand shadow. Ooh, voice. Next to the hand shadow. And first thing I want to do is control, it's patch tool here, and just remove the W. Oh, I gotta do it on this layer. The dummy. I mean, I'm smoothing it out a bit too much, but like, we are adding a bunch of noise at the end, which will smooth everything out, so we're fine. Just gotta smooth out this area and we're good. Not the fence in the top right corner. This? And that would be sneaky, but much harder. This one is a flat surface. We don't have to worry about shadows, so we'll go the easy way. Also, notice how it says hot here? That's just a slight reference to this creature being extremely hot. Okay, so jokes aside, I'm gonna take the W now by itself on a flat background that we made. Okay, we'll just apply the layer mask. And here we go to VA already, like pretty much done. So what I'll do is... it's a cutie. See, that is already like pretty much a signature. I want to keep some of the angle that it has, because that way it feels like a waving flag still. And then I'm gonna copy that How goes the circadian rhythm resetting? So today I started earlier, which means that hopefully, like, we won't take super long to finish this. There's not a lot more to do. We'll finish this, and then I'll probably just go to bed not long after, which will leave me at a pretty good circadian rhythm. I just gotta maintain it. At the end of the day, the important thing is keeping it once you've achieved the desired one, which is harder than it looks. But we'll try. And this is gonna be our new streaming schedule. We're trying, and after this November month is done, which is gonna be a bit longer than November because I missed a few days. But after that streak of daily streams is done, I'll take a few days off because it's been a pretty much everyday streaming this month, so I want to burn out. And take a little break for a few days, and then I'll come back with a regular schedule, which don't quote me on that because it's still not a sure thing. But what I thought about was, let me see, Circadia. Never heard of it. Try not to distract you with pictures. You're fine. Here's it. Okay, so the tentative stream schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 p.m. for me, which is 5 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. like today. 11:30 p.m. It's 5:30 p.m. for Eastern Standard Time. And those three will be art streams, except on Fridays every couple of weeks, where we'll have House of Horrors, which is our podcast, my podcasting I'm starting. I still don't know exactly what day it's going to start, but whatever day we start it, we'll try and keep it bi-weekly, every 2 Fridays. And then on Sunday, the days I can, or the weeks I can, do a little extra stream, or if someone has unlocked a gaming stream, then a gaming stream on Sunday, or some other like wacky things. Yeah, it's gonna be better for Europeans, that's for sure. Easier for me to join, exactly. I'm glad. Finally, I have a European-friendly schedule as a European. Oh god. I'm truly the worst. But hey, it wouldn't be the same without my chaotic as hell sleep schedule, wouldn't it? I mean, it would probably be better, but it wouldn't be the same. Let's see. I'm gonna try and give it that waviness. This is weird because it doesn't make the... It makes the A all weird. Like, I want it to be visible, you know? So maybe I'll just make this line very thin. That'll be our way of fighting that. Yeah, it should do, I hope. Reminds me of when I was streaming, it tended to stay way longer than planned. Pretty much every time. Same. And it's the thing about streaming, it's like very fun. At least for me, I enjoy myself a lot streaming. And honestly, I didn't think myself capable of streaming pretty much, because obviously we missed a few days for one or other reasons, but I didn't feel myself capable of streaming for a whole month, like pretty much every day. And it wasn't that bad. It's mostly like just making a habit. And at first I was like, oh yeah, I'll just make it into hour-long streams, make them very short so I can last a month. At the end of the day, they all ended up being like 3 hours, 4 hours. So I didn't keep my promise. Sorry for the people who were expecting short and snappy streams, but can't help myself. Hello, I've returned to PC. Welcome back. Perhaps people find streaming fun when there's so much preparation to do and you're basically exposing your voice and face data collection. I mean, it's public. Like, my face and name are public knowledge at this point, so I don't mind. Short streams of Val? No, it couldn't be enough. I can't help myself, y'all. Somebody has to stop me. But don't actually. Why is this bothering me so much? I've been going back and forth on this silly little signature. It's such a detail, but no, it's good. It's good. Let's do it like that. I used to stream animation, which itself takes forever, but it's nice to have some company. That's true. For me, it's a few things. It's a combination of factors. It is the productivity, because for me, streaming, I said it well before, but streaming keeps me like accountable for like a few hours and keeps me focused on doing this one thing specifically for this amount of hours. I'll just be doing art, and I'll usually, since I get into focus mode, I'll go from start to finish of an edit within that time if I can. Sometimes it'll take more than that, but usually I get an edit done per stream. So for me, it's that. It's productivity. It is company. Like it's just more fun to chat with people and get their feedback live, and you know, sometimes there'll be like the typical smart ass that'll try and edit everything for you, and that can get quite annoying, but in general it's quite fine. And it's good to get feedback live, you know. It's always useful because it's easy to get your eyes very used to that's not very good. Very used to an image where you stop seeing the errors, and having extra sets of eyes, plural in this case, can really help with that. That's why I sometimes stop and ask you, hey, how are you finding this specific thing? Because I'm not sure. So it's that. Company, just like, I don't know, and now at this point specifically, where the stream has picked up massively in the past month, because I've been very constant with it, obviously, but now it's even bringing a little bit of money, which has never done that before, which I appreciate a ton, because right now I'm currently trying to carve myself a path and make a living from art, at least partially. And you know, I'm like getting there in terms of like, if you get like Twitch and Patreon and commissions, and commissions are always scarier because they come and go, but Twitch helps a lot, honestly. But yeah, sorry, I missed a few messages. I was rambling. In central US, if you start on weekdays around the same time, that today I'll miss the first hour or 2 hours because of work. Yeah, if I had to schedule around every person, I couldn't stream ever. But yeah, hopefully you can catch the last part of the streams. I don't think you'll have a problem with that. Fresh eyes, not fully used up. Totally, I used streaming to get back into doing art and even learn animation live. It was easier to sit down and stay for a while. Motivation, exactly. Motivation, concentration, because it's hard to focus sometimes. Enabled me to enter the animation industry after only 1 year of learning by myself. Oh, that's very cool. Use the right way can be a really good tool for personal and professional growth in an artist. Absolutely. I don't think I would be here as an artist if it wasn't for streaming, if it weren't for streaming. What are you working on? Is it for someone paid, or is it for someone paid you to do something? No, this is just personal work. I got some commissions lined up in the near future. So sometimes, probably after this next week, like not this coming week, the next one, possibly, I'll be working on some commission stuff. But yeah, this is just personal work. We're getting done with Eerie Remember, which is this prompt list I've been working on all month. It's been great. I'm pretty much every day I'm amazed at the reception these pieces are getting, because it's like one day things, and in many cases I'm coming up with the lore and the pictures and everything on the fly. Like there's not that much preparation, and they're still doing fantastically, which I'm glad. Hopefully means I can come up with some cool writing on that on the fly. And you guys help a lot. I can't stress that enough. You guys have come up with a bunch of amazing lore that I've ended up using. Amazing pictures. Sora especially, thank you. Yeah, Daniel, thank you, and Albert, thank you as well for the follows, you guys. People falling for them is always great. And that's something I've done this month. I've come to the realization that my art is not only, and we're about to get like conceptual and possibly slightly pretentious, but my art is not only about creepy creatures and just cool monsters and weird stories, but also about the reaction that it provokes on people, and how that creates a little conversation. It kind of like borders on performance art in a way, because it's like it like intentionally or not, because sometimes I'm not even like going for it. Sometimes I'm going for like the gaslight girl boss vibe, and I'm just trying to make up a story and trick people. But most of the time I'm just doing a story, and then people believe it a bit too hard, or believe I'm purposefully trying to mislead them, and it turns into a whole conversation where the people who are in on it and the people who are not in on it are kind of like battling, and it's always, and it's become like a whole thing every time some of my art blows up, which it's funny because in a way it becomes part of the experience, right? And that's why I say it's like part of the art in a way. It's pretentious, obviously, but I don't think you can separate that from the whole experience, right? In a way. Oh, something fell down there. Do you commission? We take Karakan as a character commission. I want to collect my character rendered by different artists I like. Character commissions are not exactly something I'm like super comfortable with, because it's very hard to. Depends on the character. Send me some like pictures or images of them, and I'll tell you. But does the commission thing is not working? But yeah, DM me, Karakan. We'll talk it over. I did want to possibly at some point next month, probably towards the second half of the month, depending on how I'm going with like the professional commissions, like the commercial commissions, let's say. I do want to open up personal commissions, like I did on coffee a few times, which is gonna have like little tiers. The one I did, well, yeah. Oh, it's commissions with an S. Thank you, Sora. Right now they're closed on there. I don't know if you can see like what the tiers were, but I used to have tiers for. One of them was turn your pet into a monster. One of them was like a found footage creature. And I'm gonna like switch them up. I'm gonna keep the pet one. I might keep a found footage one, but slightly higher in price. And I want to make like a special SCP package because I get a lot of SCP writers that want images for their articles, and you know they don't get money from it. They just do it as a passion project. So I want to make them in like a little package. So because there's still a lot of people interested apparently. So I don't know. I'll try that out as well. Yeah, feel free to DM me on Twitter or Discord or wherever you can reach me. I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, I don't know what the command for coffee is. I thought I had one. Maybe, okay, I turned to Nightbot recently and I might have lost some on the way. I'm sure I did because I'm a mess. So there's commissions one, you're right, it's a bit long. I should do comms. And true, there's no coffee one, but I'll note it down, I'll put it after the stream. So that I don't forget. But yeah, it's noted down. And also, we're here on the eRevember page that I've been filling up all month. I'm hoping to have it more or less filled up by the end. And today we've done the 26th prompt called Cross-Species Craft Experiment. So that one is done. And I want to put out a call for tomorrow's prompt, because I'm going to skip the 27th. The prompt I'm going to do tomorrow is a very fun one. I already talked about it a few times on stream, so bear with me if you've heard it already. The prompt is called Uncanny Valley Origins, right? So that gave me the idea of turning people into Uncanny Valley people. Oh, Owl! Thank you so much for the sub. Welcome in. Welcome to the Fiji Mermaid Club. Fiji Mermaid Cat Club. Yes, the one you were waiting for. Exactly. Where was I? Thank you, Owl. Lovely. Uncanny Valley Origin. So that is prompt for tomorrow. The idea, I mentioned it a couple times, is I'm going to ask you guys, anyone that wants to send me a picture of yourself. And I'm going to put out the requirements. I'm going to put them on text. I'm going to put them on the Discord as well. But I'm just going to say them here. The requirements are: send me a picture of your face, pretty zoomed in, that is decent quality. It can be a phone, but like well lit, you know, that can be worked with, not like something in the darkness. And that's like fairly front facing, preferably not a selfie, like maybe like a nice picture you have of yourself that's taken as a sort of portrait mode. If you can only manage selfie, that is fine as well. So yeah, a front-facing picture, fairly well lit, fairly just like regular, well composed, and you can send that to me through Twitter DMs, through Discord DMs, any like direct method of communication, and I will take your picture. I will anonymize it completely, so nobody knows whose face is whose. And tomorrow on stream, I'll bring them all in, and to each face we get, we're going to turn them into an uncanny valley version of themselves. So we're going to use AI, we're going to use Liquify, we're going to use all the tools at our disposal to turn everyone into some sort of weird, like slightly human, but not entirely version of themselves. Then if you want, I can send you your individual picture back to you. So like, and you can use it or not use it, you can do whatever you want with it. It's all yours to use. And then I'll take all the ones we've done and put them like in a sort of mosaic. Like, I don't know how many we'll get, so might be just a small group of pictures, might be a bunch. Put them on a mosaic and just post it as, put some lore behind it as like this new group of uncanny people has been found, or we'll figure something out. Would like me to take a picture of one of my old baby pigs? Oh, baby pig could be fun as well. Didn't mean to derail. Oh no, don't worry, Owl. I derail my train of thought enough myself. So it's not anyone's fault. So yes, I'm putting out a call right now. I'll put it up in text in the Discord as well. If you're not on the Discord, please join, because it's very fun. And I'll put it on the Eerie discussion, for like the Eerie discussion channel. So check it out there. But yeah, I'm just going to repeat what I've just said. So you can go ahead and send stuff to me whenever you want. There's no, like, at some point before tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can send that to me. And yeah, completely anonymous. I won't reveal anyone's, anyone's face. I won't link them up to their names. Absolutely. Unless you guys like pop into the stream and say, hey, that's me, like you can do that. I have no problem with that. But personally, I will be anonymizing everything. If it has to be super zoomed in, I think I know what picture I can send. Good. Now, it doesn't need to be super zoomed in, but like something that's focused on the face, you know, like a portrait. Quick recap. Portrait picture, like picture of just your face, and doesn't need to be like this close, you know, but a picture that's mostly focused on your face, that's front facing, fairly well lit. Like, you can take something like a nice picture that you have from a year ago, or put your phone on your table and set up a picture, whatever you want. Yeah, just send it to me. Hold on. No, my voice by the end of the stream is getting all raspy. I need to. Thankfully, it's the end of the stream, so we're good. Anyway, excuse me for that. Yeah, front facing, fairly well lit. Doesn't need to be like exactly front facing, like more or less. Feel free to deviate from the prompt. Just like as long as it mostly fits all these, we'll be good. The idea, just to show you a little demonstration, I'll pick a picture. Let's see. I picked this one. I did a little silly thing I did for my birthday. Here. That is possibly what we'll be doing. So something like this, if you got anything like this, you can be making an expression or not. That's not... Work with whatever we got, right? Let's say we run into the filters, through the neural filters, and turn it into some sort of beast. Let's say smart portrait. We'll just turn everything into weird directions. See what it does. Plenty I could send. Oh no. How is that me? I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. Oh my god. It's looking at me. Oh god. Look through them and send like 3 your choice. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, if you can't decide, send me a few. And I'll choose for you. Yeah, Twitter DMs, Discord DMs. Wherever you can reach me, I'll get it. So yeah, and again, every picture you guys send me will be anonymized. So no identities will be revealed. No metadata will be saved or anything. I wonder, let's run it through skin smoothing. Oh god, I'm scared. Oh no. Incredibly cursed. So we first made him old, and then we smoothed his skin. Extremely cursed. Now we can just take all the sliders and just turn them exactly to the opposite of where they were, and see what that gives us. Oh no! This might be even worse! Who is this grinning kid? A psychopath. That is a psychopath. Oh my god. Oh, looks like an Instagram filter. That is my psychopath little cousin. No one said it, so he's looking at me, like just creeping behind my camera. Oh god. Thank you, Photoshop, for cursing my face. So this will be one of the things we'll be doing. I don't want to do this for everybody because it'll get samey. But for some people, they'll be getting run through the AI in weird ways, maybe several times. We'll see. We'll mess with every phase until we reach a happy conclusion. Then we'll move on to the next one. Many things we can do though. You can go to Liquify, which has a face setting, which is quite useful. I wonder if it'll detect the face though. It does. You can change the eye size. Oh my god. Oh no. If you just introduce a little bit of asymmetry, or a lot in this case, just makes it even worse, does it? No. The creepiest damn smile. This is like a character creator in Skyrim, where you're just trying to make the most messed up little creature. Except it's me. I am the creature. Extremely cursed. Great vibes. I just arrived. What the hell is going on? We're just having fun. We finished the edits for today, so we're testing out things that we'll do Oh, here's the mesh. That's fun. We're setting out things that we'll be doing in tomorrow's stream, and which we'll be creating some uncanny valley people. Really shows you like Spore as a child. Oh yes, I loved Spore. That would be. I should do Spore as a gaming stream at some point. The problem is I lost my account, my old account. There's no way of getting it back. I tried everything. So I'll have to buy a new one. Buy a new copy of Spore. That's fine. I don't think it's too expensive nowadays. Mi primer idioma es español. Sí. Spanish and French are my first languages. Although French I've practiced much less over my life, so much worse. So, oh god, I turned out the Ligafine now. It's quite a difference, isn't it? And this was me. This is where that came from. How can something so handsome come from this ugly face? De Chile, hola. Spore is cool up to you reach a civilization stage, then it gets boring. Yeah, I think like every stage is kind of like not there really. But what I liked about Spore was just the creators. I just played the game through game once, and then I just played, like I made creatures for ages. The space stage was fairly fun until you completely broke it, but I remember having some fun with it. Usually like kind of terraform planets and stuff, and find the real life Earth, which appears on the game. I remember doing like a whole trip through the galaxy to find it. It was fun. Very prone to crashing. Oh, that's true. I forgot that. Make Hellkite in Spore. Yes! Okay, so if we play Spore again, we're playing as Mok or Hellkite. Absolutely. And we're playing in Terry the Meat Planet, so it's gonna be a full of lore. Absolutely. Yeah. Spore is gonna happen at some point in gaming streams. I just gotta buy it again. This is so cursed. Anyway. Night where we're doing a Fiji Mermaid. Which I'm happy with. I wanted to use this picture for a while. I'm happy I'm finally using it. And for a Fiji Mermaid, no less. It's another thing I've had on the back of my mind for some time. So it's like trying to recreate those fake mermaids in a more proportioned way. Also much bigger, but it's $4.99 right now. Oh, I'll definitely get it now then. Yeah, $4.99 is cheap. I think there's some problem about the Steam version. I think it might be better to get it on another platform. I've heard something about the Steam version of Spore being completely broken or something like that. So, something to look out for. The fish monkeys, yes. I love Fiji mermaids. They're a great vibe. It's not often that you see a monkey mermaid. There it is, in the corner looking at us. Also, oh, we got googly eyes. Hold on. This is very important. One of the new point rewards is googly eyes, and whenever somebody redeems it, I gotta put googly eyes somewhere in the picture. Not for the final one, right? Just for the stream. Steam version, I haven't encountered any issues. Okay, interesting. Then I don't know. I've heard something about it. I don't recall what it was. Might be getting it mixed up. The googly eye version is scarier for sure. Yeah, this is our second mermaid edit. Going for a different one this time though. Different vibe and everything. Just a bit of a hassle setting up the online, okay. Connecting Origin and Steam, apparently. Once you get it set up, it's smooth sailing. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, no, if it's $5, I'm definitely getting it before the sale ends, I think. When's the sale ending? Because I might need to get it right now if it's Sunday. I don't know how much the sale lasts. I have no clue. Let's see. I gotta check it out now while we're talking about it, because I'll forget. December 1st. Okay. We're fine. We got a couple of days. I'll probably get it with the expansions, because those are important. And they're also like it's $6 with the expansions. Issue with Steam Overlay. Oh, I love playing broken old games that are barely adapted to modern platforms. It had the worst DRM, that game. It's terrible. Like, I remember, like, it came with the game disc, and you could only download it to like 3 separate times or something like that. It was ridiculous. It was absurd, but yeah, you had to play along with it, because gotta love EA. And they'll never make Sport 2. Don't die in creature stage. Why? Does it crash the game? I remember the crashes. The game will crash. Oh my god. That is promising. Gotta love Spore. Hey, there's Bobkite. It's the only emote we have that I drew myself. So there you go. A Bobkite stays as a little remnant. My quickly waning drawing abilities. Not that I had many, but yeah, that was a Fiji Mermaid. Tomorrow I'll just repeat it. Send you faces for checkout later. Thank you, perfect. Yeah, I got them on Discord, right? Yeah. I'll repeat it. Tomorrow we're doing an edit for the prompt Uncanny Valley Origins. So I am sending out a call to everyone interested in the stream to send me your pictures. Send me a picture of yourself that is front facing, more or less like a portrait picture, like centered on your face, front facing and fairly well lit. Send it to me. I will anonymize it, and tomorrow, without saying who's who, I will turn everyone's faces into Uncanny Valley versions of themselves. Some will be more fucked up, some will be less fucked up. Then I'll put them all in a little mosaic, and I'll send them back to you, like the individual versions as well, so you can keep them. But yeah, that should be fun. We just got the end of the stream. Yeah, we're basically done with the edit. Today we started earlier, and the intention is to start around that time from now on, and start around 11:30 p.m. for me. Still fairly late for Europe, but that's gonna be 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I recall correctly. So yeah, that's gonna be our new schedule, now that my sleeping schedule should be a little bit better, at least for the foreseeable few weeks. And you the screenshot of EA's ridiculous prices for The Sims 4. Oh my god. Yeah, if anyone listening wants to send me their face, please send them to me through Discord DMs or Twitter DMs, and I'll be checking them out. And we'll be including as many as possible tomorrow, completely anonymized again. If you want to reveal your identity while we're editing it, that's fine by me, but I'll just be working on them without saying who's who. Yeah, don't worry about privacy, but yes, we'll be turning them uncanny and weird through AI, through Liquify, through any methods we come across. Like, we'll just be messing around, doing things like adding textures, adding dough textures like we did yesterday. Why not? So yeah, I'll send it to you later. You need to smile. No, any expression works. You don't need to be exactly front facing, right? You can like, it needs to more or less fit this criteria. You can deviate from them, that's fine. Send my horrific visage, hell yeah. I mean, I think we got 2 so far, or 3. Yeah, I think that is 3 so far, that's perfect. Also, we're putting a call on the Discord, so anyone can join in. And let's see how many people can we get to mess up their faces. I might do my own as well, because while we're at it. But tomorrow morning, that's okay. Yes, as long as it's tomorrow before the stream, so before 5:30 p.m. Eastern, it's all good. Or even during the stream, if you're running late or anything, as long as I haven't finished the edit, you guys can keep sending. DM on Discord, yes. Discord, Twitter, any platform you prefer. You got me. If you're on the Discord server, it's very easy to find me. You go to the welcome channel, and the one who's writing the messages on the welcome channel is me. So you can easily find me on the Discord there. I'll be picking and choosing some images, right? If there are lots, I might not get to all of them, obviously, because time. So obviously there might have to be some selecting on my parts. If I can't get to yours, I'm sorry, but that's how it is. But yeah, I'll try to get to as many as I can. Yeah, if you're on the Discord, just check me out in the mods or just in the welcome channel. You can click on me and send me a DM through there. But yeah, no pressure, as many people as you guys want, and I'll be repeating the same like basic instructions on the Discord right now after I'm done streaming, before I go to bed, because I'm trying to go to bed a bit early. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Let's see, anyone cool streaming? Not really. No luck for raids lately. Anyway. That'll be it. Hope you enjoyed the Fiji Mermaid. I know I did. It's quite fun to make. But yeah, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for hopefully a very fun stream where I'll be turning everyone's faces into creepy little creatures. So I'll see you then, and until then, you guys take care.